I'm back with the Sunday for October 16th, 2022. Looks like this one could have been a tough one today. 30 minutes. Um, so let's find out. The title of the puzzle is Terminal Connections. Okay, looks like the theme is pretty visible. We'll see. Half of an ellipse's shorter diameter. Semi-minor axis. Seaworthy. So like worth seeing. Volume on an iPad, say. I don't know what that clue is asking for. Uber Eats. Ninja Turtles catchphrase. I feel like it's something I'll recognize when I get a few letters in. Baseball pitching style or a weapon. And there's a star, so it appears to be part of the gimmick. That's interesting. 4 is air. Dining hall offerings, I guess, meals. About on a 10 down. And 10 down is just C9 down. Volunteers words, I can. Tennis's king of clay. Nadal, Rafael Nadal. Hour in Italy, I think is probably Ora. Big name in hotels, and there's a star. Let's look at 24 across. Old-fashioned letter opener. Some kind of seal. Well, letter openers, they were like sharp objects, right? Because there's a lot of mystery novels where people are stabbed with letter openers. So I assume they were vaguely knife or dagger shaped. Old-fashioned letter opener. So I'm thinking, my thought with the gimmick, the fact that the bubbles are here and these clues are starred and the name of the puzzle is Terminal Connections. I'm thinking that it's something like 6 down. It bends, right, and like the answer to this clue goes all the way out to here, and then the answer to this clue goes all the way out to here, or maybe it starts here. So for example, and maybe 24 across starts here and ends here. Oh no, never mind. Okay, so I was about to say that this ended with dagger, but that doesn't quite fit, unfortunately. But I do like that basic idea, even if it's possible that it doesn't extend like this, but that this is just a straight up clue, a straightforward clue. I do like the idea that 6 down is a word that starts here and ends here, and then 14 down either starts here and ends here, or vice versa, starts here and ends here. I suspect that it starts here and ends here because it's terminal connections. If that's the case, that's clever. It could be pretty tricky. Singer of fame. I don't really know. Is the baseball pitching style maybe sidearm? Could this be Irene something? In Ray is about on a memo, and I guess this could be Leona. Oh, old-fashioned start of a letter. Dear Madam. Unfortunately, Ramada, is that a big hotel? Ramada? We'll leave it empty for now and probably fill it with an A when the time comes. Or maybe run the alphabet if we have to. Oh, shoot. Blank Game Over, a 2014 video game documentary. I certainly didn't watch this, but I feel like I might have heard about it. Grown-up Fs are newts. Wow, we're making very poor time. I spent too much time trying to figure out that top corner, but now that we've got what the gimmick probably is, turn into confetti is shred, things should become a lot easier. 1225, for example. So the date 1225, it could be December 2025. It could be the 25th of December, which would be Christmas Day. Or it could just be the fraction, 12 over 25. It could, like a ratio, could be the answer. Yeah, I like that. And they would, 1225 would be like just a misdirect to make you think that it's about the date. The one who's super good looking is a hottie. Te quiero mucho, probably. Bachelors are men. The Ninja Turtle catchphrase is cowabunga. Volume on an iPad is an ebook. I guess volume is the name of a book that I haven't heard of. Affirmative gesture is the OK sign. I'm going to tell you something huge. Big news. Volunteers' words, again, on it. River with a white counterpart. That's interesting. It doesn't look like it's English. It looks like this could be a Spanish name for a river. F minus for 1. It's a grade. It's a failing grade. Could this be toga? I've seen Animal House once. There's a toga party. So I guess maybe they chant toga. I didn't know that Van Gogh and Gauguin were even contemporaries, much less that they lived together. Indentation on a chew toy is a bite mark, because that's another gimmick clue. Online promotions collectively. I think e-marketing fits. And if we take a look at 38 down, light again. Reignite. F minus for 1. Oh, I see. It's an ion. So it's not F minus like the grade. It's F. Well, maybe it's an ion. Like a fluorine ion, I guess. Fluorine with a negative charge. Oh, never mind. This is actually 2 words. It's not Spanish. It's the blue Nile, and I guess there must also be the white Nile. Chooses, elects, more run down, wearier, I think. Ritual with bamboo utensils. An Argentine media luna sounds like it's probably moon-shaped. So a pastry with the same shape as it is probably a croissant. I mean sounds. Could be hms, ums, ers, I guess. Like hemming and hawing. Whom Holmes tells, you do find it very hard to tackle the facts. So it's another gimmick clue, so it's going to bend. But I don't know that many Sherlock Holmes characters, unfortunately. Chief something, rapper with a rhyming name. So I guess, I don't know how to spell it, but Keef rhymes with chief. Cut down. Hold a fast one on. Conned. Where feudal workers worked. Provide change in quarters. Could be quarters like where you live. And a change, I guess, would be like you could relocate. Relocate doesn't fit. Early French Protestants, were these the Huguenots? And a rock commonly used in asphalt. I don't actually know. Stone looks right though. Long tragic stories. Tragic stories? I don't know. Letter opener, pencil cup, inbox tray, etc. These are stationery. These are office supplies. Phanerozoic. Sounds like the name of an era. Classroom aides for short, I think are probably TAs. British term of address. Starting with a G, I don't know. Currency for the prize on Squid Game. I don't know, could it be yen? But I mean, it's a fictional universe, it could be anything. A punnily named dairy-free chocolate brand. The first thought is no milk, but that's not really a pun. A Reddit Q&A session isn't Ask Me Anything. Most unpleasantly old and mildewy. USS Constitution and USS Enterprise. Video game series with Liberty City and San Andreas is Grand Theft Auto. Gobsmack is probably Awe. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. One of 2,297 for Hank Aaron. Could that be runs batted in? I don't really know what that means. I just know it's a baseball stat. Annoyance for a Twitch streamer. A troll? I don't really know. It could be a lot of things. How to play solitaire alone. Sunday blank. End of week anxiety. Sunday blues? Doesn't fit. Country whose flag depicts a machete. That's interesting. I don't know. Bicon Microsoft Media Player is the Zune. The lights in fairy lights. Are they LEDs? Not really sure. Donkey Kong and others are apes. Within reach. No go. Oof. Zone. I want to say like zone or something. If shred is wrong. I liked shred. Or no go area. Something to pry or twist off. I think it's probably a lid. Tetris doesn't fit. Atari is the name of a video game company, not a specific game. Access providers. What is 29 across? Wait, this is 29 across. Oh, I see. So her name is also the name of the country she was born in. Ghana is a country, it fits. Or city she was born in, actually. Mossy growths. Lichens. Period in ancient history is the Iron Age. Stuffs into a hole. A tea ceremony has bamboo utensils. I mean, I'm going to go with because I want to say this is probably like red. say it's red. For now. A defeatist's attitude is a can't-do attitude, as opposed to a can-do attitude. Could this be distraught? What's this? Many a Viking is a Norseman, maybe? Norseman. Fits. And what's the across? Let's put in Norseman for now. Okay, trade names. Okay, that makes sense. That all checks out. God in Italy is Dio. Attorney General for Garland is Barr. Telegram wire. Something's down. Stuffs into a hole. Ram's down. Gasp. Oh my. Say it's Ram's down. Within reach, at hand. Actress who played Jessica in Parasite. I don't know. But Shred looks better. Seaworthy. If we put in area for now, Atari looks better. Seaworthy. I was about to put naval, but that's seaworthy. SEA, and this is SEE. So let's say this is Osaka. Passes. Oh, like the Holy See. Papal is seaworthy. And then Park Sodam. Okay, sure. I believe it. Of course, I wouldn't recognize the name. Just a moment. Okay, sorry about that. Maybe I'll edit that out if this goes really long. I just have to plug in my laptop. Where feudal workers lived. Eureka, I got it. Academic acronym? Cut down is lesson. Could this be Arles? Ardla? I don't know how to pronounce it. But I think it's the name of a city. Feudal workers worked on estates. Easy Street. I don't know about Stop Street, but I believe it. Grand. And it's part of a gimmick. Hits shore unintentionally. Something aground. And I want to say runs aground. And that doesn't look good for era. It looks better for age. I mean, ending in N. Neither of them ends in N. This is something's aground. Up to this point. Something as far as, or something like that. Let's put far here. Believers in Jah, Rastafarians, or Rastas. Place is in an overhead bin is stow. Most unpleasantly old and mildewy is mustiest. Academic acronym. I don't know. Explosive stuff is TNT. USID. I don't know. I guess sandstone is probably used in asphalt. And surely this is gettable. There's only 2 letters left. Grand is 1,000. Um, up to this point, thus far, STEM is an academic acronym. Eon, Fenner's Oak Eon, and it is runs aground. Okay. EAT has US ID. ID is the state abbreviation for Idaho. This could be her spelled somehow, spelled strangely. That's the only pronoun I can think of that ends in R. But it doesn't have to be AGR. It could be like a Y or anything crazy. Jokester's Arsenal. Gags. Figure with equal angles. With 121 across, a company that sells scuba gear. Aqualung? Bit of a guess. What's up, everyone? Hi, all. Ish means the same thing as esque. Okay, so when they say whose name sounds like a pronoun, what they mean is whose name is a pronoun, because it is spelled the exact same as her. An isogon has equal angles, I guess. Encore, and it's a gimmick clue. Another one. Beverage at un café. So Spanish maybe, or French for coffee or tea, but I don't know it. Leave it on paper, stet. I like putting that in. Cable in the middle of a tennis court. The net something, net cord maybe, but I'm not certain enough to put it in. Tehran's home is in Iran. Fork prongs are tines. Actress Angela, and it's a gimmick clue. I don't know many actresses. Alien seeking org. Is that what SETI is? Is that what they do? Sunday. I like the S. For this, it could be like ach or something like that, maybe. I'm not sure. Rehome doesn't quite fit or provide change in quarters. Burden. Onus. Rehouse does fit. Marist College is near Vassar, I guess. Could this be Kirsten Dunst? Basic rivalry, and it's a gimmick clue. I guess a British term of address is gov for governor, and then a basic rivalry is us versus them. Part of a hotel with decor fitting a certain motif. I don't have the foggiest idea. G.I. Jane star in 1997. I don't know. I definitely need more letters. Have blank make my email stop. I don't know. I don't know at all. Is the French equivalent of Stephen? Could it be Etienne? It's a name that I've seen. Dyeing method using wax. Don't know. Field goal average, for example. I'm not sure what that means. No, I don't know. Scottish interjection. Annoyance for a Twitch streamer. Sunday blank. Sunday scaries. Let's put in net cord for now. Would really rather not is hates to. Be My Baby Group, 1963. The something. The why is the O in here? Oh, for another one. The Ronettes. is that a group? It's gonna be Twit, Trit. I don't know. Oh no, Fidel, Philippine leader. I don't know. Certain furniture store purchases are Ottoman sets. Some travel considerations maybe are ETDs. I guess this is tea in French or something. I like the look of Ramos here, but I'm not 100% certain. Tarnish is soil. Business card abbreviation. I don't know. Could be tel for telephone. Actress Angela. The et looks good, I think. It could be Bassett. Angela Bassett. Let's say it's the Ronettes. And this is probably an A for Bassett. And this could be like Angola or something. Bad place to pour grease. Gaza is a strip near Tel Aviv. Missing. Annoyance for a Twitch streamer. Could this be like Nita? Nita Vanderpool? Nina makes maybe more sense. Long tragic stories. Starting with an I, it's a little bit strange. I'm really not sure. High ratings on the Beaufort scale. I don't know what the Beaufort scale is. Continuing where we left off last time. O-L-L-W. So following up fits, but I have to take out AMA, which I'm pretty sure is right. And I have to take out all, which I'm pretty sure is right. But I do like an ING here. Oof, I don't like the GN actually. GNL looks pretty bad. So what if we end it with follow-up somehow? As a follow-up. Missing is AWOL. Let's put in Angola. Annoyance for a Twitch streamer could be lag. And then gales, I guess. Could be what that scale measures, like wind speeds or something. Bad place to pour grease. A train in Spain. On the plane. I don't really know. Decor fitting a certain motif. A theme room? Is that a thing? Have AOL make my email stop? Could it be Demi Moore in G.I. Jane? So if this is Honda something, it would make sense. You don't pour grease down a drain, that's right. Fatalistic sort is a doomer. This is Honda something for sure. It's dairy-free. Scottish interjection could be I? No way. Okay, that's right. No way as in dairy. Also a pun on the phrase no way. I guess one makes sense. What if the letter opener, pencil cup, etc. is a desk set? Field goal average is an example of a stat. So Niels is possible, and I think batik is a word that I recognize. Is Iliad really? It's It's interesting. So something's wrong, and that's very unfortunate. So Ramada is an interesting question. Um, so I think it has to be a vowel, because R blank M, there's got to be a vowel in the middle there. So it's just a question of, is it Irene Cara, Irene Care, Irene Caro? I'm going to search elsewhere for problems. I think I decided I was okay with the run S. ETD's estimated times of departure, makes sense to me. What else could be wrong? So I like that. I like Papal. I like ebook. Atari Game Over makes sense. Newts makes sense. Dear Madam makes sense. Shred makes sense. Ratio makes sense. Leona Lewis, it makes sense. Osaka makes sense. Big News, Lichens, Blue Nile, Little Red. What was Dest? Destrad. What if it's Lestrade? It is Lestrade. Like I said, I don't know that much about Sherlock Holmes. I had a big book of Sherlock Holmes stories that I did read, but it was a long time ago. So there definitely are gaps in my Sherlock Holmes knowledge. Other than that, I liked the theme. I will go ahead and say it. I liked the theme. I think it worked pretty well. This sort of a clue that bends and sort of bleeds into another one is fairly common. I kind of like this idea of them doing it and meeting in the middle, and the resulting crossing clue being a coherent thing that is clued on its own. I think that's the right way to do a gimmick, rather than the lazy way to do this would be to do like the same thing, but clue this as like a dash or something. That would be lazy and that would be very unsatisfying. But making this a phrase in itself makes it have an actual point as a gimmick, in addition to being a cute thing that they did. And yeah, so I think that makes a lot of sense. The only thing I would ask for, and now that I'm thinking about it, maybe they did do it, would be for these specific letters that are bubbled, not just to indicate that that's where things meet, but to also spell something. And now that I'm looking at it, it does spell make ends meet if you read them all out together. So yeah, I think I didn't notice until just now, but I like that. Yeah, that's a good theme for sure. That's a nice, it's not mind-boggling. That is a nice, solid, classic Sunday theme. That's just, it's good. It's good. A lot of the specific words are pretty good as well. I think it's kind of funny that Doomer got in there. I learned something about the flag of Angola. Tea ceremony is good. Yeah, I mean, I don't have that much to say because there wasn't a lot that stood out to me. But not a lot stood out to me because it was all pretty solid. It was all pretty solid. I have really nothing but positive thoughts about this puzzle. It looks like I was a little bit slower, and that's because I think of the screw up at the end. I put red. I had no reason to. Should have kept that blank. Distrod makes sense. Lestrade makes more sense as an actual name. Anyway, yeah, that's all I have for today.